You've spoken highly of Daniel Jacobs' ability as a fighter. Do you feel that he has enough to go 12 rounds and to give Gennady Golovkin a real fight?
Nobody goes 12 rounds with Golovkin from 154 to 168. And eventually he will catch up with him. But in Golovkin's mind, just like in the Murray fight, he wants to know if he can go 12 rounds. So hopefully Jacobs presents that kind of challenge that if it does go 12 rounds and we win the fight, well, at least now we know we can. If he moves to 168, 175, those guys are going to be bigger. They're going to take the shots better. They're not going to be able to be knocked out as easily as the smaller guys. So Golovkin has to move his power up. If it doesn't come up with him, then he's going to have to go 12 rounds. So in his mind, he's preparing himself for that eventual. You know, he's 35 years old. By the time that happens, maybe he's 38 years old. He wants to know. I mean, I want to know too.
Hey, but would you guys be open to the winner of James DeGALE, but though Jack Golovkin has fought in the UK? He did great. He sold great in tickets, and DeGALE, obviously, he's being a UK native, it will be real big. What do you take to a matchup between Jack or DeGALE?
What we have said is we will move up for the right fight. If Eddie and Tom seem to work together real well, Frank and Tom seem to work together very well, that's a fight that probably could be made. It's a fight that would be huge over there. Absolutely. It's a matter of just the minds coming together. Unlike, like I just said about Kovalev and Kathy and BoxNation, just they're so far apart after that fight that it's not good for us. It's not good for boxing. It's not good for us having these kind of press conferences and having these kind of events, man.
What do you take on that matchup, the Jack and DeGALE?
Speaking about fights that don't really make sense, what do you think about Pacquiao and Horn? They just signed the dotted line. They're ready to go. They have no location set yet, but it seems like everything's in place. What do you think about that fight?
Pacquiao had the Vargas fight where he won the title. He had a couple fights before that where he looked good. Why not give him a little carrot? I mean, why not? Come on. I think he deserves it. I think he's done enough in the sport and done enough for us as fans to deserve a carrot. I mean, he can't just keep fighting the Vargases and the tough guys fight after fight.
What if he deserves that tune-up, so to speak? Why doesn't he deserve the $20 million that he quote-unquote demanded for Terence Crawford? Is he worth that?
I think he deserves $40 million. I think he deserves whatever the hell he thinks he deserves.
Why does
we're not gonna be out a dime if he doesn't get the fight. He's the one that's gonna be out the money, not us.
My last question: why do fight fans continue to criticize Gennady's resume, saying that he hasn't fought top-tier middleweights? If he gets the win over Daniel Jacobs, will that change their perspective?
I don't know how many all of you have watched boxing and how many years you go back and how you've studied boxing. Has there been anybody in any division dominated a division like Golovkin is dominating? He has nobody. He's dominating the middleweight division like nobody else in history in any division. You can't think of one. You can't tell me one. Yes, they've won. Bernard Hopkins had 20 defenses, but he had fights that they shouldn't have won. Golovkin is knocking people out. Now, you're going to say, yeah, but he's got a weak middleweight division. You mean in the history of boxing, there's been only one division that's been weak, and that's this middleweight division. It's untrue, man.
Let me ask you this.